Good morning, everyone. Exciting day for Missy, Jen, and I. Something we haven't done, and gee, I can't remember the last time we did it, honey. A T-girls day tripping out here. And, a place that I've never really explored too much. Those of you who saw last October's visit with Jason Brentwood up at the Russian River RV park there. Well, remember we had dinner in a little place in Healdsburg and had a really nice night. And other than that, I've never really parked a car and looked around the town of Healdsburg. So I thought as we're going up the road, and good morning, Missy Jen. And yes, we're all girlied up. I even have bracelets on today. So
you're all dolled up.
So are you. So are you. So good morning to you. Now, the town of Healdsburg is consistently, and I mean consistently, voted one of the 10 best small towns in America. And the reason being, it sits in the confluence, sits in the triangulation of three very important wine regions. The most prominent being the Alexander Valley region, and some of the most established and most famous wineries and vineyards in America are located there, and they produce, well, probably the most expensive wines in America too, this being Sonoma County and our sister county, Napa County, being also a major production region for, well, high-end wine. So the land is extremely expensive around here. Now the town of Healdsburg, you have to remember, this was all Native American land of the Pomo Indians, and somewhere around the 1850s or so, the Pomos sold off a chunk of land here to a guy named Harmon Heald, and the small town of Healdsburg was founded. Now today, Healdsburg in Sonoma County, where Jen and I live, is associated with the big money. Anybody that the super wealthy in the county tend to live in Healdsburg. All the winemakers, the winery owners. There's a lot of high-end shops you'll see today. It has a beautiful town square, as most of the small towns in Sonoma County have, and it has a lot of character and a lot of beauty to it. And I think you're going to be enjoy being along for this day tripping today. So it's about 15 miles up valley from where we are in Santa Rosa on Highway 101. And I'll just turn this around and give you guys, as we head up the go past River Road, which takes you to Guerneville, right on the Russian River. And this used to be the playground of the rich from San Francisco. Would take the train up here into Guerneville, Russian River, Healdsburg, and have all of their vacation homes right on the Russian River. So we're coming up on the right, what used to be called the Luther Burbank Center for the Performing Arts, and that's where all the big names come when they come to town. And now it's been named back to the Luther Burbank Center. For a few years, it was known as the Wells Fargo. There's the new Sutter Hospital that opened 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's where I got my x-rays done.
Where you got your x-rays done, so that's it.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue moving up valley here, and we'll see you guys when we get to Healdsburg. We're rolling into Healdsburg now. You see some really old Spanish style places here. And we're going to go through the light. We're going to try to find parking on the square here. It's going to be a little touch and go. See some of the really high-end restaurants through here, so we'll keep rolling through. We'll get up closer to the square. It's a real pretty little town. And And this is where all the really, really super high-end restaurants are in town too. La Creme, Taberna, Sophia. I think we'll make a right here and we'll see if we can get some parking somewhere on the square down here. So you can see all the restaurants there, cafes. See if we can get some parking and kind of tour around a little bit. Okay, there's the Missy. Put her in the chair today here. Be a little easier wheeling around the square. And you can see this is this just immediately looks just like the quintessential small town, doesn't it, honey?
Yeah.
It's got its square in the middle, which we'll see. And Jen's going to be videoing today too. You want to check out Jen and Rosie Reality TV. Interestingly, she always has a different kind of perspective on things than I do here, so you'll enjoy her take on that too. So, all right, this is a look at the square, and yes, your chance to see the Rosie girl in a dress today, believe it or not. So, get my girly on, right? All right, Missy Jen, I'm going to put down the back here and we'll get rolling. One of the things that you have to know about Healdsburg that I mentioned once before is all the, a lot of the big money here in the county is here. And you'll see that as we move through some of these really hoity-toity shops where everything's probably uber expensive and everything. And they also, being the county and being a liberal area, it's all about free and fair trade in the world and everything. So this is one of the cute shops here. You can see. Maybe I'll get a wind chime today. I'd like to get that, but well, there we go. This place is pretty popular, so they limit you to 3 hours parking, even on Sundays and holidays. You can see. There's a lot of foot traffic here and there's a lot of scramble for parking spots. We were real lucky when we came in and we were able to just turn the corner and one opened up right there. So this is this looks like Ellie's perfect shop here, Plaza Gourmet. The kitchen store. Look at that. All kinds of cool cookware and things. They've got the wooden bowls over there. Salad bowls and beautiful Spanish style plates and things. See that right there? Beautiful. Smells good in here too. I'd like to have one of these for the kitchen, but I'd be hitting my head all the time on it, right? All right. Sweet. Behind me you can see like the town grocery store here. It's a really hoity-toity place to shop, super uber expensive. It's the only place that has a wine shop grocery store in this area here. You can see, now they're sitting out there having a great time Sunday afternoon. Life in Northern California here, guys. Nice. Another really nice thing about Healdsburg is they're very friendly with signage, aren't they? On every corner you see signs directing you to where the shops are, and I like that. You go to any corner and you're going to have signage directing you to the most prominent businesses. So it's a very walker-friendly town. The sidewalks are in good shape if you're pushing a wheelchair. I haven't had any issues so far. Well maintained. So we're just scooting up one of the central streets here, and we'll be going up and looping around and coming down and going back to the square, so we get a whole flavor of the town there, right, Missy Jen?
Yeah.
What you're also going to see here is a tremendous amount of tasting rooms and things. One of the wineries here. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Are you wine club members of ours?
No, we were just taking a peek in just to check.
Oh, okay. We're actually close to our private wine club
Okay.
event today.
All
come tomorrow. We are open 11 to 7 tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Looks
Yeah,
beautiful.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you all-
Well, there you go, Missy Jen. We just didn't make the cut for the private event in there. And it's, so one of those things you'll find all over Healdsburg is these private wine tasting parties. They're by invitation only. Some of these wineries have releases of their wines. The first 100 cases, they'll have people come to a special party for the release date. And they're best customers.
We were unworthy today.
I think she probably would have fallen over if I said I enjoy beer, right? So
I like my lager.
yeah. I like my lager beer. You can hear the
Do you have a course line?
hear the gasp here. So.
Do you have a course line?
Now,
from your
the town is
breeds?
very, very neat and very, very clean here. And there's what is that? St. John's Catholic School right across the street, and the church. And I think we've got an Episcopal church on that corner. But we'll go over and take a look at the beautiful roses over there. How about that? I think what's interesting here, you can see the Spanish style house, the Mediterranean Spanish style, that really well, it encapsulates everything about the Healdsburg with the Spanish influence. But the interesting detailing here, of course, it's got the tile roofs, and these things can last hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And after earthquakes and things, they're relatively inexpensive to replace. But the really interesting detail here is if you look over top of the windows, you can see tiling, which is almost like a Moorish influence from Spain, and that's really unusual to see that as a finished detail over top of homes. So kind of cool. And it's got the wrought iron fretwork up there too over the vents. So really
This is
beautiful.
the
Museum in town. We'll get a better look at this in a minute, but it looks like Missy Jen, they're having a Healdsburg home tours today. And they're probably giving you a little map where you can look inside of maybe some of the houses around here. So we'll kind of check it out. See what they're giving away. I'm always drawn to a giveaway. As you guys know, the Rosie Girl's all about value here. So let's check it out.
Oh my God.
Hi. What are we having today?
It's a homes tour.
Okay. Home tour today. Looks like your sign just went down,
I
ma'am.
think it did.
Okay, getting a little windy, I guess. So,
Is this Matt?
so this is the Healdsburg Museum here. It's free of charge to the public. The interesting thing is, if you look over the door, you'll see Carnegie, which of course is a Andrew Carnegie, the famous steel magnate, who sold out and combined with another company to form United States Steel. But as part of his philanthropy, he donated tens of millions of dollars to fund libraries in towns where, well, they might not be able to afford them and things like that. Down in Petaluma, they have a Carnegie Library, and here in Healdsburg, they have one too. And it was converted probably years ago when they built a bigger library when the town of 11,000, which it is today, just outgrew it. So they make these a museum, and they all seem to be built on the same type of plan with the globe lights on each side of the door and real heavy-duty, sturdy construction. And of course, people say, why do they have steps going up to most libraries, even in big cities and things like that? The theory was, when they designed them, that you were acquiring higher knowledge, so they wanted you to have a feeling of, well, doing a climb to learn things in life. So inevitably, they always put them raised up above the rest of the houses in the community. So, well, there's a lot of people on the sidewalks here enjoying the homes tour. There is actually a fee associated with that, so we're going to kind of pass on that and take up too much time. I'm sure there are very lovely homes around here, so okay, we're going to move on. Get a view of some of the really gorgeous roses here on the grounds of St. John's Catholic Church. Look at this, just look at this amazing collection here. The smell in here is amazing. I think they call this a Joseph coat, after the many-colored shawl of Joseph from the Bible. Of course, the red roses are always my favorite. So beautiful, huh?
So we ask for dinner.
These guys should design my next house. I'm so minimalist. Check it out. How's this for how's that for minimalist for an architect's office, huh? Pretty cool.
That's my kind of thing right there. Pretty going to make it in years.
Okay, we're now heading down. Some of the cute millinery shops. Oh boy, I can smell barbecue here. Barbecue place. Isn't this a beautiful town? It's all on the square. We've gone about 1.5 sides of the square so far. Let's look at this baby for a minute. Can smoke. The United States of barbecue. It's pretty cool. Books and CDs. Bookstores still thrive here in Sonoma County. I mean, they're basically gone in a lot of the rest of the country.
When they say Barnes & Noble's what comes down for good.
Yeah, well, you can't cut it, brother. They got a we're in the pastry shop here. Look around at some of the goodies here. There's beautiful galettes. Love to have one of these. They're amazing. $13 a pound. Try a piece myself. That's good. Yeah. All right, let's get at it. There's another one of the tasting rooms there. You can see what they typically look like. They have the long bar there and a lot of wines on the walls. Kind of funny they're not open on Sunday though, as crowded as it is around town here today. And if you look at the architecture of this building, this is what's called a cast iron front building, and these are really rare. These are some of the only things that survived the 1906 earthquake. These cast iron front buildings. Isn't that cool? All the fancy trimmings on the bottom and everything. This is Missy Jen, this looks like an old-fashioned ice cream. Please let this be smooth. Wham! There we go. Got the gelatos here. Maybe we'll buy Missy Jen a treat here. Huh? Sorbetto, hi. Good. How are you today? Coffees and things and candies. Missy Jen, how about a sorbet today, or a treat? Yeah, we're just looking. We're gonna get something. We're just trying to figure out our flavors. So I know I'm gonna get a small lemon. How about you? The small lemon sorbetto here. So, a little one in there.
Stracciatella, please.
Stracciatella for her. Small, yeah. Get that. Treat you today, so.
Was it gonna treat me for ice cream today?
Yeah, I'm gonna treat you.
That's what they have.
We'll have a seat over here and we'll enjoy it. Cute candies here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to sit down and enjoy our sorbetto now. From Sorbetto Classico here on Healdsburg Square. Missy Jen, you had like a chocolate and vanilla. What do you have? Yeah, what is it?
It's some kind of a milk ice cream, and it has chocolate chunks in it.
Great. All right, here we go. I'm going to try a bite of the lemon here. That's so intense, that lemon. It's almost electric. It's so refreshing. They also give you a cute little cookie too. Tasty?
It's very good. It's an Italian ice cream. Brings back a lot of memories.
Show them that big smile. Get something you really like. Alright guys, we're going to enjoy our sorbetto and keep on track around the square here today. We're having a great time. I just got a brain fruit.
Eating too fast.
Said I'm eating too fast.
Been wolfing that thing down like what that guy that was trying to
I got the biggest brain fruit.
like he ate 8 pounds of meat in like 15 minutes.
That makes it feel better.
Take deep breaths.
Jen's sweet tooth is kicking in again, honey. Gonna go for it.
But they can suddenly let you get by anywhere else.
What's that? gummy fried eggs.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they are good. I haven't had those in ages. So I want to take the opportunity to take some of these.
See if you're smiling. Yeah, you're smiling. There you go. You leave some for anybody else, or you can take
Heck
that?
no.
Okay, that's my girl.
Oh, that's
Screw 'em.
Take
You
it,
know.
that's what screwing.
All right, here we go. Let's settle up. I think I've put the picture together now. I keep wondering, why aren't any of these wine tasting rooms open today? I don't know if they're allowed to be open. We saw that one was just having a private event in there. So I'm in front of another one, Donatello Winery here. And they're also closed. So it may be that they're... Huh?
Private tasting.
Oh, they got a private tasting? Oh, there we go. So a lot of these people must have do private tastings and things on Sunday. So I haven't seen any of these places really open. So go figure. All right. Well, we're about halfway around the square here. Still going strong. Well, we're inside the Healdsburg Center for the Arts. First time. Kind of strange, out of old Rolodexes. Actually, that's books. There we are today, huh? All right. Okay, we're back out on the streets. I'm not quite sure how they enforce that 3-hour parking rule, because I've not seen a cop anywhere.
Oh, there's a guy driving around with his tricycle.
Oh, okay, so they got one on bike. So
That's
isn't that
the car police service.
isn't that a cute little church there? I love that fretwork up at the top on the cupola up there. All right, so I tell you, you couldn't have better weather, could you? Just could not have
Yeah,
better
it's
weather today. So we are
beautiful.
just really enjoying it. So make our way up here, look at maybe see what one of the old houses looks like. There's the view from the other side of the church, and this is I know this home is going to look raggedy here, but this is like a typical California, like 1910, very simple home, what they kind of call the shotgun home in there with the hip roof. This is certainly not the fancy side of town right here, but this would be, well, one's probably in need of a lot of repair, but in its day that was pretty much standard middle-class housing here around the Healdsburg area. Let's see, this looks like a nicer one down here. So Jen has noticed also a distinct lack of Mexican influence down here too. It's such an expensive place. It's okay, and there's a nicely done Healdsburg home right here. Let's look a little nicer down here.
Look at that S5.
It's so quiet here when you come out of our neighborhood. When you come down here, the silence is almost deafening.
There is the
Walking around.
sound of silence.
Yeah, this is a beautiful about 1910 Healdsburg home, and it's got the that actually looks like a grapefruit tree right there. See that big grapefruit tree?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hasn't been picked neither.
And look at the beautiful center island there for roses. That's really lovely. This is called sort of the natural
Wildflower garden.
surroundings. I mean, definitely needs a little weeding, but you can see the beautiful roses in there. Sometimes people get elderly and they just lose the upkeep and maintenance trying to keep a
Yeah,
big place going.
I
and,
understand.
you know,
I'm getting there.
you're a young pup. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I can't.
You can do anything. Just gonna continue walking down the street a little bit. There's some really lovely homes I want you to see. And of course, you see the people walking around taking the home tour. I guess for charity, it raises money to have people open up their home, and you pay like $10 or $20 a tour. But you can see a home like that. Some people are going to ask me, well, how much are homes around there? I would venture this is probably 1.3 million. That home on that corner there. Whereas this beautiful home surrounded by all the white roses over here. A classic home like this might go for about, depending on the piece of land, about 1.5 million. You can see it's in really beautiful shape. Isn't that nice? Boy,
I
you
like
got a
the
lot of
pottery
roses.
here. I like the pottery.
Yeah,
here.
aren't these roses spectacular? They just form the whole perimeter. You're just amazing. This is just an amazingly beautiful town. About as far away from the hood as you can get, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
It's quiet. As
Yeah,
you can
very
get
quiet.
here.
You can hear a pin drop around here.
It's almost eerie.
Almost
quiet.
eerie. Yeah. Some places are a little overgrown. They could be cut out a little bit. Boy, in the summertime, in the heat of the day, you can imagine how cool and comfortable it is to sit on that big wraparound porch there.
Yeah, they could cut the grass.
It's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
Cut the grass for
Yeah, just beautiful here. And we're coming down to a house here. This one's Jen's favorite. It has the salmon, aka vermilion color here, and again they have their all their roses out. And
Let the colors.
isn't that cool? Look at how deep that house goes. This house has like the 16-foot ceilings inside of it. This is much, if you're thinking about a two-story house, this is probably about 30%. Yeah, this is a bed and breakfast. Probably about 30% taller than a standard two-story house, precisely because it has like this really super high ceilings that keep it cool. It looks like it has a sunroom on the side back there that connects to a little, probably a study or something. This was a conversion. And about 10 years ago, they were complaining that too many people were converting their homes to B&Bs.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and there was just this. Yeah, there were just too much going on, the comings and goings, so they stopped allowing permitting. It's got the little pond on the side, and isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Lovely. There's two happy girls there walking along, huh? Damn, I got some monster-sized hooters. I'm gonna tell you that. It's almost as big as yours. Two happy girls. The hell are you so quiet about? Huh?
I always get quiet when I enjoy things.
There we go.
Wait, you're leaving, Leslie? And the same print back.
Ladies of Healdsburg, and we're just taking a little bit of a break here right now, guys. My dogs are a little tired. We're halfway around the square officially. Missy Jen over there. Got her tongue stuck in neutral. Oh, to try your scrambled egg gummy, huh?
I got it.
Fried egg gummy.
Where are you guys going? And I'll point
Man, are you kidding me? Huh?
the organic market.
You sure you want to eat that? Oh, come on, Jen. Are you kidding me? That thing is like outrageous there. Wow. There you go, brother. All right, so yeah, so we're just taking a little break. Halfway point, guys. Halfway point. Beautiful cars, some Beamers. There you go. Custom made from head to toe. Yeah, I have to say it's really quiet on this side of the square, the north side of the square, compared to the east and the south side. Seems to be where all the action is. We've got a few more of the galleries here that you can see here. I figure these guys only have to sell one piece a month to more than cover the rent and make a nice living out here, eh? The wine shop. It's all about the wine here. All about the wine. Wine tasting bar and everything. Comfortable in there. Very comfortable in there. I tell you.
That's him? Yeah.
He's very cool. He's very zen.
I was checking to make sure that was not.
No, but I never. And
Hold on. I don't know if you just heard that. We had our first Zen alert of the day. That kind of gives you an idea where we are. Zen, 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 you know? It was so zen. Gotta like NorCal, right? Jerry Garcia country. This place called Missy Jen's. She loves that wine cave one. Oh, come on. And this woman said, you know what? There's a bigger one right there. Look at that. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's a hardwood, so it's like really dense.
Isn't that beautiful?
I have some old school oak tables in my house, like the same.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thanks for letting us have a look.
San Francisco Bridge.
Yeah, San Francisco Bridge in the fog. Yeah. All right, onward and upward.
There's the guy without feet and no head.
Yeah.
Men's clothing.
So that's the biggest one. Okay. Yeah. It's not that big, but it's big. It's big. I thought it was big. Well, it's plenty big for us to do all the water sports and
Open 24 hours a day by appointment. That's fancy. It's starting to get windy. Alright, 3/4 Here's the way around. There you go. Just got to cross the street here and make it up the other side. And we're going to zip through the center of the square there, just to give you a look before we head out to some of the street scenes. I bought a piece of art. The winery with an outdoor wine tasting, outdoor seating. Here, cool little plaza here.
You see that dog? He looks plumb at me.
Yeah.
You see that color flying?
This is the Dry Creek Kitchen here, and a pretty renowned place. It's the place that we came with Jason Brentwood to eat last October, and it was really quite special. I thought really nice dining, and they open up all these doors. Let's see if this was the place. Open table. Yeah. Tasty menu: cod, king salmon. And this was the place I think we came. Big eating. Hope you guys are enjoying your taste of Healdsburg today. I'm certainly enjoying the little lumps and bumps and beating I'm taking here. There we go. It's nice they put out the courtesy bowl of water for dogs that come by. Nice. Many art galleries here. Clutch purses. I don't know, maybe this is the place we ate. No, it wasn't a pizza place. I'm sure it was a Dry Creek Kitchen we went to. Alright. What we're going to do now is just shoot into the square here in the center, just so you get an idea how quiet it is. And I'll tell you, it's amazing from one side of the square to the other how quiet it is over on the north side, and how busy it is over here on this side. So, all right, really big old stately Canary Island palm trees here. You can see. What you would call Missy Jen. It would be this would be considered a chamber of commerce for the weather if you directed people to the ideal day in Healdsburg. This would be it. People enjoying their Sunday. This really defines like a day of rest when you see this going on. You know, people having a good time. Taking a day off from ham and egg does the heart good to see this. Getting those allergies too are starting to kick up a little bit. A lot of stuff floating in the air. Sit here and we're gonna back up here. And I'm gonna sit next to Missy Jen here, and we'll do a little bit of reflections on our beautiful day in Healdsburg. Okay, so you want to stay tuned and catch the finale here today. It took me 18 years to finally pull the car over and stop and see a little bit of the downtown Healdsburg on the square here. And I don't know about you, Missy Jen, but if you wanted to find a place that would take your blood pressure down 5 or 10 points, this would probably be the place to do it.
This will bring you into your zen.
This will bring you, you can tell it's already rubbing off on Missy Jen there. She's zenning out. All right, tough guy. I'll tell you, the sights have been beautiful here today. The atmosphere. There's a lot of people here today. There's a lot of people around this town today, but it's concealed well by having the big main square where traffic's really controlled, and one main street that has a lot of traffic. You've seen some of the beautiful stores, some of the beautiful homes here, and just the general environment of how people live in what would be considered a super premium wine country city like Healdsburg is. And hopefully you'll agree when you look at it why it's consistently voted one of the top 10 small cities in America in which to live. So, all right, I hope you've enjoyed your travels with the Missy Jen and I. Our first day trip today. Your closing thoughts, Missy Jen, on Healdsburg?
There's one thing I noticed. A lot of people don't walk around with their cell phones and the heads down. They don't.
Yeah.
They actually are enjoying themselves.
And there's actually people reading books around here and enjoying
reading books. They're having conversations with other people.
An excellent observation.
They're looking around. They're not having their heads down in their cell phones. They're actually living life.
What a great observation.
Like back in the days. I pay very close attention. I think this is really amazing that people can still actually put cell phones and the technology aside. Have a Sunday and live life like we used to do. Go out and be in the community and interact with people.
Enjoy some of the awesomeness.
Enjoy the awesomeness of being outside.
Bear in mind, this is 15 miles from the Rancho, but obviously it's another world. And I'll bet where you live too, there's places that are probably within 15 miles that you've never stepped foot in before that could be interesting places to go visit. Well, it's been a while. We're back on the day tripping here again on our Sundays. We're going to enjoy the beautiful spring and summer here and be out as much as we can. And once again, if you're in Northern California or you're going up on Highway 101, I don't care if you're RVing or what you're doing, make sure you pull off to the town of Healdsburg, because a lot of my big-time RV friends, they just blow right past with no idea what's on the side of the road. We love you guys. Thanks for being with us today. Check out Missy Jen's Jen and Rosie Reality TV. She's been shooting vid today, and she has her own twist and take on what we've seen today. So with that, I'm going to close this out. Bid you all peace and thank you for being along today with Missy Jen and the Rosie Girl, and we'll see you on the next day tripping adventure. Thanks everyone.